Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your mostly daily 8 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time live stream. How you're doing? And today I am doing something a little different and a little complicated because well, I'll try and get into it. If you're not familiar with Sky Children of the Light, it's a online multiplayer game. People, those are all people down there communing, talking together. Hey, Danny, how you doing? And generally fooling around. It's a sort of RPG, dress up, cosplay, relaxing game. It's quite cozy. There's some danger in it, but nothing that will kill you off completely. Now, during the course of a year, you will have what they call seasons. Seasons are built around a common theme. They last sort of like 70 or 90 days. And accompanying those, you have events which are generally presaged by days of. But right now, we're experiencing something called Days of Moonlight. Been through that before. Don't much. Yeah, it's nice. But one of the features of this particular Days of Moonlight is the ability to turn into a rabbit, which is kind of cute. Now, this particular stream was sparked by a conversation I was having with a friend of mine from Malaysia, in which I mentioned that I had seen somebody on Facebook Watch, which was clearly, I think, a TikTok video, and they were running around what is called Eden, the Eye of Eden, as a rabbit, and apparently quite invulnerable. Which is interesting because the Eye of Eden, which is accessed through there and not actually visible at this point, don't worry, you'll get to see it, is the sort of end game for, well, it's not the end game. It's one of the big things that you can do. It's self-sacrificing. It costs you in terms of gameplay quite a lot. You get something out of it, but one of the themes of the game is helping others, and this big one, which at least I think is a big one, of self-sacrifice, helping we'll call them ancestral spirits in the game to go somewhere else. And getting through the Eye of Eden is, I'll tell you what, the first time you do it is traumatic. It's one of the most profound. I found it when I went through the first time, one of the most profound gaming experiences of my life. When you go through completely unprepared for it. Now, I am not going to take anybody on the screen through the Eye of Eden. The question is, can you get one of these rabbits into Eden, and are they truly invulnerable? That's called lighting somebody up. They just wanted to say hello, and so you bow and you're polite and you bow at each other and you wave. Hey, Pseudo. And they apparently like one of these avatars' outfit. Both of these are my accounts, by the way. It is allowed to have multiple accounts, sort of, within the game. The developers of that game company kind of don't like it, and don't recommend that you do it, and there are certain do's and don'ts associated with that, which I may or may not do. But yeah, no, these are two accounts. I've got one on my iOS, my tablet here. That's the one you can see in the bottom right hand corner. That's the one that's rotating now. It's mirrored to via something called UX Play on Linux. Works, generally speaking, pretty well. And the reason I've got it is that I can show you everything that I'm doing. Now, seeing as I mentioned having multiple accounts and running 2 accounts, there are some limitations about what you are and are not allowed to do, kind of, open to interpretation. Essentially, you can have, they sort of will, they'll let you have them as long as you don't do certain things. One of those is you don't use your accounts as heart farms. Hearts are a special in-game currency which allow you to get certain things. And you get hearts, you give hearts by giving candles, 3 per heart, to somebody else. And it is certainly not unknown for people to have multiple accounts where the sole purpose of those accounts is to get candles as quickly as possible and then give hearts to another account. That is frowned upon, and in principle could get you banned. That's called heart farming. Because they don't like it because it gives you an advantage over, in principle, other people. Although other people who have the capability of making friends can get all the same benefits, that sort of thing. They don't like it when you use 2 accounts simultaneously to open up doors which require, say, 2 accounts. So if I, for example, took these 2 to a certain door and then used them simultaneously to open up that door, that's kind of frowned upon. That's considered having an advantage over a single player. Except this is sort of way open to interpretation because there are ways of getting through these doors which could in principle get you banned but are kind of allowed, and there's things that allow you to glitch through solid objects which some people can do, and I've never bothered to learn because I don't like doing it. That also gives you an advantage over another player. You see the complications about this. Running 2 accounts is not necessarily simple. It can be complicated to coordinate everything. In fact, it could be argued that it's actually easier to have a friend along. You get the general drift, I hope, here about the ins and outs of the game. And if you ever want to learn more, either A, ask me, or B, listen to my playlist where I read through the terms and conditions and the end-user license agreement for the game. It's in one of my playlists. I think it used to be one of my most watched videos for bits of it. And every so often somebody says, "Oh, let's look up something," and I've got a segment on it. 2 minutes. Can I use mods in the game? Simple answer: no, don't do that. So having multiple accounts, kind of allowed, kind of something you have to be careful with. And I would say if you're going to have multiple accounts, invest in them, spend time with them, spend a bit of money on them. Both these 2 have, if you're familiar with the game, have obviously had some money spent on them. You can buy in-game cosmetics, like you can in Warframe, where you can buy platinum, or you can, if you think of this game has a bit in common with Warframe in that you get to cosplay and dress up. The other thing to bear in mind about this game, seeing as I'm talking about it, is it's not really, it's targeted at children. Under 18s, shall we say. The reality is you're not supposed to be under the age of 13 to play it, but I know for a fact people under the age of 13 to play it, and in general that's fine. But if you are an adult, and there are plenty of adults that play this, I'm not the oldest person playing the game, you do have to be extremely careful about who you make friends with and how much time you spend with them. And I have a personal policy in that if I find out a friend that I'm spending time with is, say, under the age of 16, or possibly even under the age of 18, I don't associate with them. I block them for their safety and mine, for obvious reasons. And from what I've seen in on the official Facebook page, there are people who've gone on there and asked the question, I'm 45 years old, my best friend is 10, is that appropriate? To which the simple answer is, if the 10-year-old's parents don't know about you, then the simple answer is no, don't do it. So again, I have this general policy, and I learned that lesson very, very early on, where it found out that one person I was spending a lot of time with in the game turned out to be 14. And I thought, you know what? That is not safe for me. It's not safe for them. Not doing it. Now, I say it's not safe for them because they don't know me. And it's not safe for me because I don't know. If I irritate them, they could level accusations against me. And while things like chat logs almost certainly exist, you don't want to have to go through that to prove that nothing untoward was happening. So it's one of those things you have to be extremely careful about. The same, by the way, would apply with Minecraft. And in fact, there have been issues related to that sort of thing in Minecraft. And yes, I'm being very careful about my words here. So, right, now that we've got that out of the way, what are we trying to do? We are trying to find out how to get one of these rabbit types into Eden and to investigate how invulnerable they are, or how it's possible, or if it's doable, this sort of thing. So let's wake them up. So the basic idea is that Nimue, that's the avatar's name there in the front with the antlers, that's Nimue, is basically going to play the rabbit. And Shard, who is my second oldest account, and yes, he is kind of named after, well, my channel is kind of named after him, but he is kind of named after my Minecraft name. My Minecraft name is Shards of Sanity. And the only reason my channel isn't called Shards of Sanity is because that was taken, I think. I couldn't get it, so Shards of Insanity. But I'm rambling. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take Nimue here into Days of Moonlight, where they are going, and yes, they are a they are going to get ready while Shard goes and does something else. So we will, and that's the person we saw earlier. So let's get them into Days of Moonlight. Because what you can do here, and if anybody wants to, see more, let me know. That's Eden, by the way. That's the called the Eye of Eden, looking very pretty in the moonlight. It is not as pretty as all that. But what we are going to do is eat the mooncake. And I'm not going to do it now because it only lasts a limited amount of time. Now, if you cast your view to what Shard is doing on the screen, he is going, well, actually this, yeah, we'll try and do this all at once. Now, to get through this this gate, you need 20 wings. That's what allows you to fly in the game. Shard here has 203, which is considered a bit of an achievement. Nimue has 121. They too can get into Eden on their own. It's no problem. You can, by the way, this actually caused a bit of a question on Facebook. Is it okay for somebody with not enough wings to get into the Eye of Eden? And the simple answer is yes, you can. It's perfectly okay, because somebody else can take you through. If you watch my series called Journey of the Wingless, I show how to do this. I actually get somebody to take me through. A complete stranger. Very kind of them. So this is quite allowable, taking somebody else through, even though they may not have enough wings, or indeed any wings at all. It's perfectly okay to take them through. So this is the first question. This is sort of the social area to Eden itself. So the question is, can Nimue here as a rabbit get to where he is? Because rabbits can't do what he just did. They can't light up that portal. They can't light up candles. Candles and light big part of the game. That's why it's called Sky Children of the Light and not Sky Children of the Night. Although I did once jokingly suggest that they do that. So, let us feed her. And look, she's a cute little bunny. They're a cute little bunny. So what we're going to do is get them home. And see what is possible. And right, that's possible. Let's see whether we can join Shard. Nope. That is... So that's the first question. Even though that avatar has not actually started the challenge, I can't get my rabbit. I can't get Nimue to him at all. And yes, he is a him. Okay. So, what can we do about that? Is there some other way? Well, let's see. No, you see, they don't even get the option to light up. Alright, this is not the end. I have another idea. So now I genuinely don't really have any idea how that TikTok showed a rabbit in the Eye of Eden. I think it was a Chinese account. It may have different rules there. That's entirely possible. So let's get Shard here back to home. And actually, if you pay attention, you'll realize that it's different times of the day for the two different accounts. So it's sort of like this for Nimue, but it's rather different for Shard. So let's see whether I can join him now. And yes, I can. So that is interesting. So the question is... that is interesting. The Nimue account can, in principle... No, they can't. They can't hold hands. Can they do a high five? Nope, apparently not. Can they do a piggyback? Do we have piggyback unlocked? No, they don't. Alright. So that is... interesting. In fact, I cannot even... I cannot click on Shard's count. Cannot even click on Nimue at all. There's nothing there. Alright, so that's not the end of the story. So let us try something else. So that's far enough. Oops. Can warp to him. But we're not holding hands. Typically when you warp to somebody, you end up holding their hand. Alright. Can we do this? This should be interesting. So we'll just take him through just far enough. Can we warp to him now? We can. Okay. So that is interesting, because now you can get a rabbit into... So you can get the rabbit into Eden. and you do it the way I just did it. So you get one account just through the portal, and then you can sort of warp to them and go through. So you can do that. Next question then is, so that's definitely possible. And in fact, they are on the same server. That answers the next question. The rabbit can, in fact, get through the door. But this is somewhat hilarious, playing as a rabbit. I don't know how long we have as a rabbit. We've got 10 minutes. 10 more minutes. That actually could be interesting, because now I've got 10 minutes to get up to Eden. Or I can warp to somebody else. So they've still got wings, you'll notice, so they could still take damage. But because they're so low to the ground, that gives them something of an advantage. So this is hilarious. It's not easy, I will tell you that. Oh, wow. They hopped up there pretty well. That's normally a bit of a sticking point. So what I'm doing here is not only am I answering certain questions about how that rabbit got into the Eye of Eden, the other question is, how did they get into Eden itself? And now I know they got a friend to help them. So what my friend and I will do is probably do something like this. Maybe. Oh no, wait a second. Because we both want to go through as rabbits, and there are questions about the invulnerability of a rabbit here. Yeah, that's what the Eye of Eden really looks like. And this is interesting. And there are ways you can make this a lot quicker. You can get a friend to go ahead of you and then walk to your friend. So it's certainly doable. And in principle, because you're so low to the ground, it's a lot easier. Now here's a question I have. Can you, this is polluted water. Can you lose? Yes, you can. Okay, that answers one question. You're not invulnerable. So then what's the benefit of taking a rabbit into the Eye of Eden? And the simple answer to that would be, because you're so low to the ground, it will give you a lot more cover. I do have another question, which I may or may not get answered here. This is not as easy as you might think. Is, can you actually be noticed by a dragon? Yes, you can be. Yeah. Okay, so you're not invulnerable. You can get noticed by a dragon. I'm going to assume you can be hit by rocks. So all we got to do then, with the emphasis on the all we have to do, is arrange a situation where we go to Stormlock and do it quickly. Because like I say, that the issue here is this would be hilarious. You wouldn't be able to do an entire Eden run. You don't have enough time. And that player behind me must be wondering what the heck is going on. Not to worry. You're actually, if you just keep going around here, you're moderately safe. Oh, yep, and we can in fact knock over dark crabs. So this is doable, and me and my friend may well do this later, taking 2 rabbits through the Eden. So Stormlock is the point of no return. This is the easy bit, by the way. You know, for certain values of easy. At this point, you can exit anytime you want. You can, you know, simply throw your hands up and say, "I don't fancy doing this." This is one of the problems you've got, is the rocks, and yeah, it looks like we can still be hit by the rocks. So we are technically heading up that way, which I'm probably not going to do. But the interesting thing is, let's see if I can... Yeah, I think they're on a different server now. It's actually kind of cute. Its ears are twitching. So, for both my friend and myself to get through, if we're on the same server, then actually I don't think we are. Are we? Hang on a second, that's weird. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. So, yeah, just trying to figure out the logistics of this. Yeah, we're on a different server. And we have 2 minutes, 3 minutes left. So the trick to getting 2 rabbits into Eden is going to be get up to Stormlock as quickly as possible and then go through. There are going to be some minor problems with that. For example, one of the things that this can be highly cooperative. It's recommended you go with other people. Any number of people do it solo. I've done it solo more times than I can shake a stick at. But one of the things you can do is use your candle. For example, if you look at Shard right now, and he's just lit a candle, you can use that to recharge other people, which is awfully handy, because otherwise you won't die, but you will lose wings, you'll lose light. It can be bothersome. And that is interesting. I never saw it like that before. There's a dragon over there, and I only ever saw it as a little bit of an outline. Alright, so we've answered the main questions already. You can get a rabbit into Eden. I can think of ways now we can get beyond this bit. I mean, I could just dash up. I don't want to risk it at this point. But yeah, you could do it like this. But there are easier ways. Get another account up there and walk to them. That would be the easiest way to do it. So somebody else takes the risk, and it is a risk. You know, if you lose wings, you've got to go collect them again somewhere. So, yeah. But it's not impossible. And I'm not about to go dashing up and then find myself in with the spell causing me to be a rabbit to wear off. But it is doable. Yeah, this is sort of... Yeah, and you can see I got hit. Okay. And yep, we do recharge. I don't think I lost anything, but that does answer the question. Definitely vulnerable, can still be hit. So in Eden itself, the only benefit were really, yeah, and there we go. They've okay, so yeah, definitely doable. But I don't think they will be able to warp. They won't be able to join him. That middle of a challenge. The moment you go through the portal there, yeah, you're in the middle of a challenge, and can't be joined. You have to go through together if you want to do things together. Now, what are the problems that we might encounter? Being hit, being struck by a dragon, that's normal. The benefit is that you're lower to the ground. In Eden itself, you wouldn't be able to help anybody until the spell causing you to be a rabbit wears off. Let's see, what else occurs to me? There's no real huge benefit, honestly, to going to Eden as a rabbit, apart from the sheer hilarity of it. Yeah, not seeing the benefit. Yeah, if you look at Shard's screen, you may just have seen somebody showing up with the red icon there. That's because they got hit probably by a rock. Yeah. Okay. So, well, that means essentially that the video I saw wasn't fake. I know how they got in. I've got a very good idea how they got up there. If you did it fast enough, you would have time beyond Stormlock to make a video like this person clearly did. You could just go through you could go through beyond Stormlock, and shortly into it you will, in fact, the spell will run out and then you'll be back to normal. But as a rabbit, there is one other question actually, and that is, can you in fact light up a rabbit? That is an interesting one, because let's try that. That could be a very useful thing to know. And I know a way to test that. So while Nimue here is going to eat their mooncake. When I first created Nimue, they were female, basically, and then they sort of evolved so that they are now technically prefer to be referred to as they, them, and I keep slipping up. And by the way, it can be very confusing for other people as well. This is them basically being quite feminine, but sometimes they can be positively male or positively androgynous, and they don't care. My other accounts evolved in such a way that they have definite appearances. So Shard here, for example, was always supposed to be a male, and I have other accounts who are definitely supposed to be female and will only dress that way. But yeah. So next thing is, can they be lit up? That is, can they have their health been renewed by somebody with a candle? So what I'm going to do here is take Shard into Can't remember what this realm is called. Ah, whatever. It'll come to me. Okay, Golden Wasteland. Right, so what we are going to do is eat the cake. Make sure it works twice. Yeah. Go to, and we have 15 minutes. There we go. Go to home. Make sure we can warp. That's hilarious. Make sure we can join Shard. Oh, by the way, playing as a male character early in the game. Oh, that's hilarious. Playing as a male character, oh grief, 18 months ago, nearly 2 years, 18 months ago. That was weird. I've actually had players, one or two of them, find out that this particular account was portraying as a male, and they weren't happy. Don't ask me why, but they were not happy. So what we will do is we will arrange for Nimue to go and stick their toe into the polluted water, get them to lose some light, and see whether Shard can actually heal them. That's hilarious. Sorry, but that's funny. Yeah, that will do. So, let's see. Yep, and they can be healed. There we go. That answers that question. Well, that actually sorts out most of what I was going to ask today. I mean, the whole point of this, apart from doing something different because it's the weekend, was to answer the questions that were raised by that video I saw of a rabbit hopping around the Eye of Eden beyond Stormlock. That's how you get in. And later on, I may, with my friend, stream both of us doing that, just for the fun of it. Doesn't give you any benefit, except for the fact that you're so low to the ground, some things are going to miss you. But that's kind of interesting. Right, the other thing I wanted to look into is a little bit more arguably serious. And to do that, I am going to need to switch accounts. So, I am, in fact, what I'm going to do right now is take a break while I set that up, and then we'll have a look and see whether it's just me being, I don't know, overly sensitive. Kind of seems a funny idea. A 60-year-old cynic like I'm 60 in a couple of months. 60-year-old cynic like myself. 60-year-old white Englishman. Can I be overly sensitive? So, give me a couple of minutes while I set up for the next bit. Okay? Right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to switch to a different account, disable mirroring, and yeah, logistics. So, here is something slightly disturbing. I found it to be when I found out about it. Again, remember, this is a game it's aimed at children. Of course adults play it. It's a nice, cozy game. If I could ever get Infinity Nikki playing on Linux, I would probably play that, because apparently it's quite a cute and cozy game. And I do happen to like some cute and cozy games. Although I'm not sure whether Journey and Abzu necessarily qualify as cute. Abzu, no. Journey, no. I think they're both cozy. But I do enjoy games beyond what I'm kind of known for, like The Long Dark and Warframe. as I've been known to, of course, call Warframe dress up for adults. Although a lot of people playing Warframe are definitely not adults. My son used to play it, and he's only 17 at the moment. Coming up to 17 and a half as it happens. So this is my Wingless account. Again, if you want to learn about Wingless, I have a complete playlist called Journey of the Wingless, which takes an account. In fact, it was Nimue from all the way through, as much as I could, playing without the ability to fly. So they can jump, but they can't fly. And you may say, well, why would you do that? And part of it is the challenge. Part of it is it's a different way of experiencing the game, and which can be more relaxing, as a matter of fact. And part of it is because some outfits actually look better when they're not wearing a cape. And the only way to not have a cape, really, at the moment, is to play as Wingless. So here is the thing about the days of Moonlight. And yes, those two are wearing the same thing. You can get, and I've already got it, this thing, which is this, and it is a bunny tail. And you may think, well, what's the significance of that? Well, who remembers Playboy bunnies? Now, I'm going to have to say that since I had this minor realization, I haven't looked up to see what the status of Playboy bunnies is these days, but I think you might find that the concept of the Playboy bunny would be regarded as quite inappropriate in this day and age. It was very much a thing, I think, of the 70s, 80s, into the 90s. And given what we know about the originator of the Playboy bunny, Hugh Hefner, and his so-called Playboy mansion, yeah, it's not really an association I would want to have vaguely associated with a game that is for children. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just blowing this out of proportion. So, I do in fact have this bunny spell, which is here. Yeah, it's actually a necklace spell. Okay, it's a necklace that hangs down to the bottom of your avatar, but I'll show you that in a second. And what bothered me the moment I saw that was this association with the now archaic Playboy bunny concept. Because I'll tell you what, I know that there are going to be people who will, apart from me, who will see this and say, oh, you know what, let's try and duplicate the look of a Playboy bunny in the game. So let me have a look-see and see what outfits can come close to suggesting it. I don't have a huge selection here. The suit might be the closest I can get. Maybe this one. Tell me what you think. So there we go. They're in a white suit with a bow tie, and now let's go with the necklace spell. And so now you have this whole suit and tie sort of combo, and something that looks disturbingly like the cottontail that Playboy Bunnies would wear. Now, I could be completely off base, but surely somebody at that game company must have realized that there could be this association. I don't remember all the looks that the Playboy Bunnies would necessarily have, but I do remember that this was, yeah, you know, that's it. Sort of. And I could make it a little bit more obvious by going to this suit. What do we think? Am I being overly sensitive? Am I imagining things? Is my mind so set back in the 70s and 80s that that's the only association I have with little cottontails? Because, you know, I grew up with Bugs Bunny and similar sort of thing, but this does not strike me necessarily as something that I would expect to see it. Hello. So I don't know about this look and its appropriateness, to be honest with you, especially when I can, in fact, kind of give them rabbit ears. So now you have sort of rabbit ears and a little cottontail, and I'm actually going to mention, I'm actually going to bring this up on the Facebook, the official Facebook forum, and say, are you aware of some of the connotations, or am I being overly sensitive? There we go. I've just taken a screenshot so that I can do it. And I think there are more rabbit associated icons. I don't think I've got anything here that would make it even more obvious. Don't think so, at any rate. But one thing I did notice was this one. And this is a bunny rabbit mask. No, I think we're okay with that. So like I say, am I being overly sensitive? Is the similarity to the Hugh Hefner era Playboy Bunny just in my mind, or am I somewhat justified in wondering what they were thinking? Because there is there are probably, hey Bubba, there are probably, you know, other people might look at it and deliberately try and do what I did, but more so. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. So, like I say, I'm gonna stick this on on Facebook and say, did TGC, were they aware of the association? And maybe they might want to reconsider the nature of that spell. No, but it was when I realized the location of the bunny tail, it's like, yeah, okay. And it's possible that other people could actually do a better job of it. I just don't have the outfits, I don't think, to make it more obvious. I don't think so, at any rate. But I don't have anything that I can immediately see that would necessarily make it more inappropriate. But nonetheless, had I been working at that game company and seen this, I'd have said, no, guys, don't do that. Because there are certain old men out there who will, you know, make that association when they really shouldn't. I can't kill stuff in the game. That's the whole point, Bubba. This is Sky Children of the Light. No, this is not a go kill them game. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe the current generation simply doesn't know what it means. But anyway, I just thought it was a bit of a dubious association there. That's not their normal outfit. Where is their normal? There's their normal. And they wear ballet shoes. There we go. I don't have any bunnies to save, really. The current season is pretty much over. Days of Moonlight, I'm not that interested in because I've done it. So the only thing I might do is go run some candles as a wingless. I might do that. Power to player, okay. So, I'll just run the dailies for the fun of it. Hello. Thank you. See if anybody wants to temporarily make a friend. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they almost certainly knew what that was about. Oh. A lot of non-verbal communication in the game. Bowing is very much a part of it. Hardly a nun. This game is very popular in Southeast Asia, it has to be said. I have never met an American in the game. Sumo is quite ancient. It's been around a while. Let's see. Let's give them some proper boots. There we go. That's a little bit more. So, what do we do? Where am I going? Catch the light in the Vault of Knowledge, meet up with the thoughtful director in the Repository of Refuge. See if I can do that. Yes, there are. So this is the Vault of Knowledge. The light that I'm supposed to catch, I actually technically sort of can't. Those things up there, I definitely want to avoid because I don't want to pick them up. So this is not how you would typically... Oh, it's not over here. Yeah, so playing as wingless has some issues, although might be able to do this now. Yep, that makes it a lot easier. Typically a wingless couldn't catch that light because they couldn't get up the ladder. There wasn't a ladder there, but there is now, so you can do it. Now where are we going? I can't remember where the Repository of Refuge is. This is part of what is known as the dailies. I think, is this the Repository of Refuge? I can never remember where some of these places are. I can tell you where the... Yeah, Repository of Refuge. There you go. Where's the thoughtful director? Oh, he's up there. Okay. That's interesting. I thought I had that spirit. Let's see what this gentleman wants. Join the session and play a song for the bereft. Yeah, and I can't get up there. That's not actually true. You can, but it is difficult, which I'm not about to try. Oh, you're going to take me. Ah. Well, that saves me the trouble. Officially, that game company is somewhat divided on the subject of playing as wingless. They can't really stop you from doing it, but they don't really want you to. Well, in principle they do. Yeah, I'm not that bothered. Again, like I say, if you want to see how to run a wingless, I've got a complete playlist about it, including things like how to get into the Eye of Eden with someone else's assistance. Well, that's not necessarily a little girl in a skirt. There we go. It's sorted. Bear in mind, this is a game for, generally speaking, younger people, but any number. About a third of the people playing it are, yeah, definitely not young people. Don't normally get to spend time up here. You can get up here as a wingless, but it's difficult, which I'm not inclined to try. So, and I don't feel like doing that quest at this point. No fall damage. Technically they can glide. What is interesting is that technically Luthien here is actually wearing a cape. You just can't see it. But they don't have the benefits of wearing a cape. They have all the benefits of not wearing one. So they're as fragile as a tungsten cannonball. Get hit by dragons and it doesn't bother them much. Yes. Yeah, obviously that is who they are named. She is named after. And I've probably said this before. If anybody wants to make a movie, another movie from the Middle-earth mythos, do the story of Beren and Luthien. That would be, if they did it well, that would be absolute dynamite of a movie. Oh yeah, it's a heck of a story. Oh, okay, somebody saved me the trouble. So, all I need to do is get that candle over there. And, oh, yeah, help them open the door. But there's another wingless, which you don't see that often. No, they don't want to say hello. What? In this game? Yes, no murder in this game. Oh, yep. I have in the past sort of tried making a clan of wingless players. It didn't work. There's a very good chance that this is 2 accounts. One person That definitely happens. I've done it. Yeah. So that is, in fact, the account there who has no wings as well. That is potentially quite a new account. I don't know to what extent, how far they're in the game. It's almost impossible to tell with a wingless. They could be veteran. They could be... that could just be temporary. The thing would be to see... Oh, it looks like the wingless is leading them around. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh well. Pick that up. But they've still got that instrument. That's kind of weird. Huh. Normally you would lose it. I can only assume that's going to be lost. That's not going to be a permanent part of the system here. Is it? No, it would appear not. So... Nope. No. No. No problem. It was good to see you. I have to make lunch in a bit as myself. Okay. Have fun making pizza shells. I'm going to go collect candles. And avoid wing lights. Okay. I'll try not to say anything about you behind your back. You know, I won't say things like, Bubba is one of the people who encourage me to be brave in the long dark. Showed me how to get out of a blizzard in Pleasant Valley with no firewood and no idea where I was. Encouraged me to do things like interloper runs, even though I've never yet, after what, 7 attempts, got a successful interloper run really going. Keep being unable to find whatchamacallits, matches. Signal Hill. What, is that a TV show or something in the long dark that I've forgotten? Oh, I think everybody is waiting for that. I fully intend to get it as soon as I decently can. Ah, right. Good chance I should know where it is. Oh, I'm sure it's not quite the same as this is. This livestream is not endorsed by any product. Eat Pinnacle Peaches. So, to anybody else if you're actually interested. Well, I imagine. I once did an intro to a Long Dark stream where I pretended to an advert for Pinnacle Peaches. So you can actually glide if you're wingless. You just have the gliding ability of a thrown brick, or more accurately, probably a gliding squirrel, or a flying lizard, possibly snake. So your gliding ability isn't great, but you can do it. Yeah, and somebody's lit up all the beacons. Oh. Those three were an institution for decades. Oh, somebody was very kind enough to light all the candles up for me. Now that might mean I can get through to the 8-player puzzle. No, I can't. Yes, I can. Somebody's lit it up. That's very kind of them. That's one of those things where you need 2 people for, obviously. And so getting through there when you are running 2 accounts might be regarded as verboten. Oh, grief. Oh no, it's nothing like that. Death Stranding. Yeah, Hideo Kojima's walking simulator. Never had any appeal for me. I think somebody basically said you can make what you like, and he decided to go all be the expression. Yeah, I never saw the point of Death Stranding. Some people like it though. Oh, okay. So this is where we just wait for other people and hope that nobody trolls us. Which happens sometimes. Because you need 8 people to get through. So we're waiting for 2 servers to merge, or another person to come in, which I did not just see. Yeah. Well, what you've been known to get here is somebody will come in and then refuse to light up their little segment of this puzzle. By the way, this thing that people are doing here, making hot calls, under the right circumstances in the game, those honks actually attract attention and people may or may not come to help. It doesn't make any difference in this segment, because nobody can hear you. No, I'm not trolling anybody. I mostly go after the objective. Well, it depends what the objective is. I don't think I've deliberately trolled anybody in Warframe. I mean, not deliberately not gone after it. Sometimes, you got to bear in mind, in a game like Warframe, where there's a lot of don't forget, in Warframe, if you are doing some quests or some tasks, the purpose isn't actually to complete the task in the mission in the mission that you're on. It's to do other things, and sometimes, you know, that means people will not necessarily finish off as fast as they possibly can because they're after another purpose. I've done that, certainly, but that's almost a part and parcel of the game. And there's generally a way to exit, so... There are very few places that you cannot get as a wingless, in case anyone's interested. The one place I have never been able to get to is the temple in the Hidden Forest. Never been able to do that. Apparently it's possible. I've seen at least one claim that it is in fact possible for a wingless to get to the temple in the Hidden Forest. Okay. I'd like to see the video of it, but I've never been able to do it. But as I like to say, I am notoriously bad at parkour, so what do I know? All I can say is if it is possible, yeah, you're probably doing pixel perfect jumps, which, yeah, can't be bothered to do. You know, the other place I can't get is, there's another source of light at the top there, which obviously I can't get to. What time is it? It is 10 past 10. Okay. That means... Ten past 10. Ah. Okay, we'll pass through the aviary. Does it? By the way, if you are knowledgeable about the game... Hello, what's that? Oh, no, I just need to... If you are knowledgeable about the game, you will realize that the aviary is completely unlocked. And for a wingless, that is a challenge, because technically you can't. In reality, you can, and I would suspect that that game company wouldn't be too happy about it. You have to force exit the game at exactly the right moment to unlock this, and I'm sure they would not be happy. Are not happy about it. You know, Genova Chen, what is he? Lead developer, guy who basically got that game company on the way, has sort of said that they want to support people who play wingless. By the way, if you see somebody playing as a wingless, they are almost oh, hang on a second, let me answer that question. Why do I ever try to play a newer game like BG3? I've got enough games to keep me occupied right now. Armored Core 6 is a newer game, came out 2023. Hellish Court is still in pre-release. I streamed first impressions of that last night. I'm not sure. There's a time I would have done, but I mean, it's certainly something I'd consider, but it doesn't have huge appeal. It doesn't. It's not like when I found out that Armored Core 6 was available. When I found that Armored Core 6 was available, I pretty much snapped it up. And I would hate to do something like buy Baldur's Gate, find out it doesn't run. Yeah, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Look, at the moment I've got a stable of things I play that take up enough of my day. I don't need another thing. It depends on how Linux support is done. If it's a Linux version of the game, that can be a good thing or a bad thing. Some Windows versions of games run better on Linux than the Linux versions of the game. The Long Dark is an example of that. Don't run, if you have a Linux system, run the Windows version of the game. It's better. I'm using Proton, which is based on Wine. The Linux version, this is my son's report of things like Euro Truck Simulator 2. The Linux version is not recommended for Linux players. Better to run the Windows version under Proton. Yeah, I've got no problem with NVIDIA. It's just that I'm running Linux and therefore it wouldn't surprise me. You haven't been on it in a while, it's forgotten about you. Just heading down to Grandma's. What was I playing the other day that officially doesn't have Steam support? Can't remember now. What, Whiners or Linuxes? Yeah, this is one of the downsides to playing as a wingless. A situation is like that. You can lose all your light, but it doesn't really matter. And this is going to be tricky. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you. They just pop up again. Yeah, I used to think you'd have to be so careful going through here as wingless. This person is not being very wise with their one wing. Now this is something you have to be so careful about. I do not want to accidentally pick up that wing. Oh wow, they are a very new player or account. I think a lot of new players get quite put off by this level because yeah, you can lose wings. You don't die, but you can lose the wings you've collected, and it's a bit intimidating, or it can be. Depends on what's been recycled. And here's the problem. How do I get up to Grandma's? Yeah, there we go. Basically, explore, hang out with friends, dress up. The dress up part's a bit like Warframe, but without the excessive violence. There's stories to learn, background lore that everybody guesses at. No, it's just a... I spend quite a bit of time with a friend on playing this in the afternoons. Well, that's why I have Armored Core 6 and Warframe, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute, that's right. In Armored Core 6... Sorry, in Warframe, you can hang out with friends and play dress-up. So, what's the diff? This is also relaxing. It's, you know, it's quite a calm game. Oh, I've got to go around the side. It's kind of amusing to me that dress up is actually a fairly major part of a lot of games, even though it's, you know, disguised as other things. Like, oh, different skins. Sorry guys, it's still dress up. And I've got far too long to bother. There's a minor event that happens here at Grandma's, but I'm not going to do that. I can't be bothered. Oh, you want to say hello? And that's a chibi. Okay, in case Bubba wants to know. That's the cutesy part. I don't like playing cutesy too much. Although it can be temporarily amusing. So, I think we're actually pretty much done for now. What am I going to do for 10 minutes? Oh, in case anybody's interested, there are some people who play wingless and they do not like coming down this way. So I am going to demonstrate that actually it's no big problem. That's what Warframe is for. So, yeah, you can take a wingless down here. Just don't go near the auto pickups. Oh, you want the long dark. It's the weekend. And I finished doing Wintermute. Which is kind of amusing because nobody watched it. Oh yeah, I mean... Oh, if you want senseless violence, there's always Hellish Court. Which I just started. First impressions of that last night. Well, at least this is one game where you're not going to give me advice. So yeah, you can come down here in if you're wingless. Just avoid just avoid the pickups, which is easily done, as I will soon demonstrate. That's not an auto pickup, but I don't go near the wing lights anyway. Ah, yeah, I've got more than 1,000 hours in this game. Got over 500 in the Long Dark, I think. Noted. So, yeah, this is the harder way to get to the next segment. I don't know where I heard it. I think a friend of mine said they didn't know you could take a wingless through the Citadel. Yes, you can. Well, not through the Citadel, through the part afterwards. Yeah, you can take a wingless. It's a little laborious, but you don't necessarily get to pick up light here, or that much of it, but on days when there are candle cakes here, yeah, you can get those. If you're playing as wingless. I've never actually sort of set out to see, okay, how much of the light can I get here? You can get up there. This is one of the places where you can find a candle cake on candle cake days. And you should be able to get up here. Just bounce. Yeah, there we go. There are... I'm trying to think now. There's one... Oh, there it is. There is an auto pickup here. Most of the time, as a wingless, you don't have to worry about it. Oops. So, yeah, you can collect light here. You can do most things. Can't necessarily get all the way up there. Not massively bothered about trying. Oh, you could, conceivably. Sometimes to get places you have to sort of bounce a lot. And I'm not sure I can get up there. Not easily. Can't be bothered. That's not the goal. I mean, if you wanted to do a full candle run with a wingless, it would take you well over 2 hours. I mean, full candle run as in you pick up 20 candles and you run to grey, where you're not picking up much in the way of candles anymore, but... yeah, as you can see, there's no particular problem getting around without a cape. You just have to learn to accept the bounce. No problem. And you can definitely go to Eden. It's getting out of Eden that's the real trick. And that's the bit that that game company might not appreciate. But if you don't want to take the risk of Eden, you can still play as wingless. You just won't have quite as much unlocked. Yeah, why not? What's wrong with the pacifist game if it's good? Is it pacifist? Possibly, yeah. Is it the only pacifist game I've got? No, I've got Pro Pinball. Journey is a pacifist game. Abzu is sort of pacifist. Yeah, the Long Dark isn't pacifist, obviously. No Man's Sky, definitely an Armored Core. No, that's about as pacifist as being repeatedly kicked in the head. You can play Minecraft as a pacifist. You never have, but you could do it. So, yeah, as you can see, you can make your way through... Oh, sorry, what is armor? So, first wing light to avoid is the one on the right. So, don't go right, go left or under. Seriously? I don't even know what it is. I mean, everybody keeps using acronyms, and half the time I don't know what they are. So, yeah, what is armor? Yeah, my bad. My bad. Messed that up. Doesn't ring any bells. Yeah. Next auto pickup for wings that you want to avoid is the one you can just see through the clouds there, so you don't go there. And, you know, look, you can glide fairly well. If it's anything like Battlefield or something like that, I've probably got no interest. There you go. Now we're just on the downhill slope. And... 2 more wings. Oh no, I've probably no interest. Sounds a bit like Fortnite. So the next wing you have to avoid is this one around the corner. And, yeah, that's an auto pickup, don't go through it. So, yeah, you can take a wingless into the Valley of Triumph, no problems at all. Just have to be slightly careful. Yeah, why do I get the feeling... Arma 3 video game. Remember what you told me about playing more recent games? Yeah, Arma 3 came out in 2013. Do you know, I've never heard of it? Open world tactical shooter simulation. So, okay. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's see if it's on Steam. Armour 3. Ooh, £4.79. That's cheap. Unsupported by Steam Deck. So I would have to gamble that it would run under Linux. Yeah. It's not that expensive. But to be honest with you, the only reason... Yeah, I mean, I could certainly try it, see if it works. But to be honest with you, I've got enough to play right now. So it's something I will... I'll put it on my wish list. There you go. And that means I'd probably say something that would seriously irritate somebody. Oh, come on. I can't remember how I get up here. Oh, that's right. There used not to be the step here when... before, but then Luthien went to the concert and... oh, forget it. I'm not massively... no. Sounds too a little bit... yeah, not my kind of thing, to be honest with you. Right, I haven't been counting candles, so I've got no many how many I've got. And Granny's has started, so I can't be bothered to go to that. So I am going to go home. And I am going to start thinking about lunch because I'm getting hungry. So, I know this wasn't exactly what everybody might have expected before. I know I have another 23 minutes and it's the weekend, so I absolutely don't have another 23 minutes if I don't feel like it. Remember, weekends are entirely up to me. I don't have to stick to any schedule at all. Given that half the weekends I can't do this anyway. What's for lunch? Oh, I don't know, spaghetti bolognese. No, I'll go and make a quick version of it. I hope I defrosted the meat. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. Right, okay. That's pretty much it for now. I will probably be back this evening. Unless my evening nap extends. So yeah. If you're subscribed, which I think everybody watching probably is, you'll get a notification when I go, if and when I go online this evening. And then this evening will either be Warframe, so I can finish off Sands of whatever it was. Sands of Inara? Maybe? Might do that. Or Armored Core 6, most likely. Or Hellish Quart, I suppose. Those are three possibles. And I'll probably be back tomorrow. So, I already told you what for lunch. Spaghetti bolognese, I think. Or a quick and dirty version of it. Or I'll just get a sandwich. Or I'll just go to the shop and... I don't know. No, it looks like it's still raining outside, so I'm not going anywhere. Stop trying to delay me. My stomach is actually... I am getting hungry, even though it's early. But in my excuse, I've been awake since 4 a.m., which is late for me, to be honest. Right. I think that's pretty much everything. So I will see you all later. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. No, and looks like they're off to Eden. Yep, looks like it. Have fun in Eden. Okay, I am not going to let Bubba distract me anymore. I will see you all later. Thank you very much for watching.